Hi Flosstube, my name is Erica and I'm here to talk to you about my stitching, my sewing, my non-failures in life today. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and sharing part of your Sunday with me. This is week 5, Flosstube number 5. I'm so excited. I have so much stuff to show you. I have one thing that I can't show you that I am so disappointed it's not done in time for this Flosstube, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So first I want to show off this. I finally hung something. This is my pineapple wall quilt. This is from the February, I believe, so sampler box from Fat Quarter Shop. It looks pretty straight to me. I literally just did this like right before I got on here because I've been wanting to, I eventually want to fill all my walls up with all the stuff that I have created, and I can't use the excuse we just moved here really anymore because we've been here 7 months now. So oh my gosh, it's so crazy to think we're gonna have to move in like another 2 years, but whatever. So I finally hung that today. I have another wall quilt that I'm going to show you guys towards the end that's finished that I'm going to list in my Etsy shop, but I'm going to hang it on my room until it sells, and I have enough material to make it 1 or 2 more times. So if it does sell, I'm gonna make myself one because it's amazing. And look how bright it is. It's so bright and happy and cheery, and I love it. And I cleaned up, I don't know where it was, yes, the last time my friend Christine was like, I can't believe you had such a mess behind you on your video. And I was like, well, thanks for judging me, Christine. But she knows, I think it was right here. She knows that I'm pretty anal about cleaning. And so literally I think I did the video last Sunday. And as soon as the video was done, I spent like 2 hours cleaning. I was like, I can't, I need everything organized. Yeah. Okay, so I'll get right into cross stitch. I will go over cross stitch stuff first and sewing stuff last. And so if you're just interested in the cross stitch stuff, I do that all at the same time. And then you can just fast forward to the end for the giveaway. And I have another cross stitch related giveaway this week. A lot of you, the question last week was, do you quilt or do anything else besides cross stitch? Most of you are quilters too, which is awesome because that means I can start pulling quilting related things for giveaways, patterns, fabric, notions, like just kind of stuff like that I have. A few of you did say I should start a de-stash page, and so I'm going to do that hopefully this week. I always say this, last week was crazy. Once again, if you have young kids, I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, every day is crazy. Every week is crazy. Every month is crazy. My 3-year-old was sick, just with a cold. My kids and myself, I will say, I think we have immune systems that are like ridiculously strong, and it's because, don't judge, we are dirty. Like, I let my kids play in dirt, play in mud, eat grass, eat flowers. Like, my 1-year-old is like a dog. Like, we go outside in the backyard to play, and she'll find a stick and just start gnawing on it. If we're at a playground, and she'll be eating dandelions, which are totally edible, and I'll always have like, it's always the cute little old ladies. Oh, do you know your daughter's eating a flower? I'm like, yeah, she's fine. It's edible, she's fine. Does it have bugs in it? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm not an over sanitizing mom. And so I feel like that really has helped my kids with their immune systems. They've never had to be on antibiotics. They've never had anything worse. My son had an ear infection once, and that cleared up in like 2 days on its own. So I'm sure part of it's luck, but part of it is just the fact that I only use bleach or Lysol when someone's sick. So like when he got a cold, it was like overnight. He woke up and his nose is always a faucet, and it's always, he gets sick first, and then I do, and then my daughter, and then my husband. And it seems to get progressively milder. So like my son will get it really bad, and then I get it and it's not so bad, and my daughter hardly gets it at all, and then my husband gets like full-blown, Ebola, and he has to be in the basement for a week because he's so sick. So thankfully it did not progress past my son this time. I will typically take like some vitamin C if he starts to get sick, because I know I'm next, and nothing. So anyways, so my son was sick. We had to miss his soccer this week, which was really sad because he loves it. We went to the zoo on Friday. They have this program called Stroller Safari, and it's basically like a little guided tour for under 5-year-olds. They get to meet a new animal each week. This week it was a parrot called Mister, who's 29 years old. They'll do arts and crafts, some sensory play stuff. So, oh, my husband, every video I do this, and it always takes the worst screenshots where I'm like seeing my text messages. So a little bit more about my life chit chat, and then I'll get into the stitching. And tell me below if you like it when floss tubers go into stories from their personal life, or if you want to just go straight to the Flosstube and straight to the cross stitch stuff, because I'm kind of a mix of both. I like a couple minutes of chit chat, but then let's get going. Like let's see what we all came to see. Let's see cross stitch, let's see quilting, let's see projects. So I'm a mix. So anyways, my husband took the kids out of the house today for the second time ever since having 2 kids, ever. The first time was April 13th, the day of my endoscopy. And that was the first time he had ever taken both kids out in public by himself. I've said it before, I have a lot of anxiety. And I would say 100% of it revolves around something happening to me or my children. Maybe my husband too. But mostly me or my children. And it's hard for me to not be in control, and it's hard for me to not be around them. But that's not really the reason why he hasn't taken them before. It's just we usually do stuff as a family, and he's gone a decent amount of time. Not since we've moved here. He has not been gone at all for trainings or anything like that. But when we lived in Alaska, my son was born. We moved to Alaska when he was 6 weeks old, which was so much fun. And the first 2 years of his life, he was gone half of it. He was deployed. He got back 2 weeks before our daughter was born. He would go to 6-week to 3-month trainings like all the time. So he was just gone half of his life. And that's just normal for the military. But that's just one of many reasons why he hasn't taken them out by himself often, because either he's not here or we do stuff as a family. So he took them out to breakfast this morning and is taking them to a playground. I know they're gonna have the best time ever. My daughter is so cute. Like, she's 19 months old now, so she's really developing a personality. Oh my gosh, she's drama. From the time she was about 9 months old, if I were to tell her no to anything, she would run to the nearest wall and bang her head on it. Now her thing is if I can smell a dirty diaper from across the room and I'm like, okay, did you poop your pants? And she goes, I said, I think you did. We need to change your diaper. And she will go and run and get a pillow off the couch and lay down on it, eyes wide open, and think she's pretending to be asleep. And I'm like, are you asleep right now? And she'll go, so obviously she doesn't quite get sleeping means eyes closed and you're not responding, but it's so cute. So I asked her this morning, I was like, are you excited to go out to eat and get a donut? She goes, yeah. So the donut is our big sugary treat for the week. We eat almost no sugar during the week, no yogurts or gummies or treats or anything like that. And then on the weekends now, apparently our habit is to get either McDonald's or a donut or something like that. So they are going to be bouncing off the walls at the playground. I'm glad he's doing that. Okay, long-winded intro. Let's get into some cross stitch. So I do have Jack Frost Tree Farm. This is Little House Needleworks, the 7-part series. This is the first part in the series, and I am stitching it on 14 count lamb's wool Witchell Ada. And I thought I was going to be able to complete it this week, and I didn't. And I have a really good reason why, which I'll explain next. You like this? When we were at the zoo on Friday, my son was on the carousel, which is like the best part of the zoo to him. And he starts going like this, and he calls it his pretzel dance. He said, Mom, look at my pretzel dance. So I was like, okay, that's I guess a pretzel. And then he also has an apple cha-cha dance and a pancake dance. I don't know where on earth he's heard the term apple cha-cha. You guys, my son is just a trip. He's so freaking smart. He said we have a word of the day calendar, and I said the word, and my son repeated it to me the other day. He goes, disingenuous. I'm like, you're 3.5. You need to stop it with like the 6-syllable words or whatever it was. So anyways, I wanted to finish this week, and I got pretty close. The only thing I have left to do is all the white and finishing up the border. And so this is hard to hold because I've got so much cloth here. I finished, there's another tree that needs to go here. The sign is supposed to be the same color as the snow, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that because I kind of want the sign to be a different color. So I might make it, the original called for color for the snow was darker, but it like blended in so much with the fabric you couldn't even see it. I might do that for the sign. Even though it'll blend in a whole lot, I don't want the sign to be stark white like the snow is. So it should be done. It'll definitely be done this week. And then I've got room for the rest of the series underneath it. It's gonna be so cute. Get a nice big frame for it. Oh guys, you guys, I love stitching holiday stuff. So that's the only cross stitch thing that I can show you today. Why is this giving me so much difficulties in my life? I teased it on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I will show another clip of it again, or I'll show another like little tease of it again. I have designed my own cross stitch pattern. I'm so excited about it. Any guesses what it's related to or what holiday? Halloween. And so my idea was to show it this morning and have it completed, and oh, it's so cute. And I was gonna wear a little Halloween shirt, but no, it didn't happen. I finished the actual cross stitch, but I was not able to fully finish it yet. And I'm gonna put the pattern up for sale because it's so cute. I really, really, really like it. And I would love to start designing patterns, mostly Halloween, because I feel like there is a huge deficit in that area. Now, don't get me wrong, there's thousands of Halloween cross stitch patterns. I'm getting ready to show you guys a lot in my haul, but they're not nearly as common as Christmas. Sorry, I thought my husband was pulling up, but that's not him. And so you can always have more patterns to choose from. You can always have more Halloween patterns. And I was having a really hard time finding ones that I liked. You know, there are tons out there that I like, but none, I don't know how to explain it. There weren't any that I loved. I felt like there was a gap in the market for Halloween cross-stitch designs that were modern, but not like modern style, because I really like the primitive style. So I'm designing my own. And the program is insanely hard to use, and it's refusing to let me save or to print, which is what I have to do in order to share the pattern with other people. And so I put in a ticket for their technical service, and they should get with me this week, and then by next week it will be fully finished. And I had the best idea for finishing, because you guys know I haven't finished anything this year, like fully finished, because I don't have the creative know-how to, I feel like, make it really cute as far as ribbons and bows and gingham and this and that, and let's, put some dried flowers on there and some buttons, and I can't do that. Like, I feel like if I were to try to do that, it would look like a second grader made it at summer camp. And so I need something that's really easy, straightforward, will still look good, and I came up with a great idea. It does use some fabric, but you don't have to sew it, no sewing machine required, and it's super quick. So stay tuned next week, I can't wait. But if you want to get a sneak peek of it, I posted it in my Instagram stories, and so it's disappeared because they're only up for 24 hours. But if you want to see it again, I'll post another pic of it either later today or tomorrow. My Instagram's Erica D House, and the link is below. So follow me there, and I'll show you some sneak peeks of my Halloween design. Okay, so now getting into some haul, and then I'll get into sewing stuff. Look what I got to try. 28 count even weave. Who am I right now? I don't know. This was from, I want to say it was Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. It was either Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's. Not that that really helps to narrow it down. But I'm trying to let you guys see the holes in it. They don't look too bad. Because you stitch over 2 on 28 count. So it would be the same size as a 14 count design. I'll try it. We'll see. We'll see if I like it. It was $6. I'm sure I used a 40% off coupon, so it was $240 off, so it was $360. Pretty cheap for 18 by 25 inch, or no, 15 by 18 inch. Still, $360 is not bad. Okay, now this is like some old haul. I was going through my cross stitch stuff, and I found Gentle Art Fancy Floss. I have no idea when I bought it, why I bought it. I have a couple other things, and they're all like fall related. I have no fall patterns in my stash that call for these. Like I have no idea why I bought them. This one's sarsaparilla. It's beautiful. You can see so much variegation in it. This one is another Gentle Art, but there's no tag on it. So, but it's another beautiful like wine, burgundy. Apparently I was trying to be fancy like a decade ago. I mean, I was searching my brain for trying to remember when I bought these or where I would have even bought these, because I mean, I don't think these have ever been sold in box craft stores like Joann's, and I don't think I would have ever gone to another store except for that. So that's just strange to me. And the mystery continues. These are the Krynik. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. It sounds like a Russian mobster. Krynik, metallic flosses in like a copper and I don't know what other color. So I wish I would have remembered what I bought these for because it would have been beautiful. Look at all these fall colors. So I don't know. If you guys have any patterns that calls for sarsaparilla gentle arts, let me know because I have it and I can stitch it with you. I don't know what else to do with it. Okay, my last little bit of haul and then I'll get into some sewing stuff. I placed an order on eBay. I think I told you guys I was like half asleep one night and I bid on this cross stitch magazine lot and I won it. And so the bid was for 3 Halloween cross stitch magazines and they threw in an extra a free magazine and a free Halloween pattern. And the pattern is super cute. Little Halloween sampler. So I'm definitely gonna stitch that. I don't know if I will do the alphabet. And it's from the Drawn Thread. It's called Halloween House Sampler. Super cute. I really like the colors, everything about it. And so I got 3 Halloween cross stitch magazines. I'm so excited. I really bought them just for this one pattern. Just for that one. And so you don't even know, you guys. You don't even know. This is 3 layers of cross stitch fabric. There's the purple background, so the very back fabric is this background and all the things in the house, in the windows. The second layer is the actual house itself. And then the third layer are the pumpkins and I think the cat. So the shutters open. Oh my God. It's so amazing. Let me see if I could find, I meant to tag it. Oh, there it is. It's like fate. It's the first thing I opened to. The shutters open. And so it's just totally 3-dimensional. That is amazing. So I will eventually be stitching this. I have no idea when. My 1, 2, 3 stitch order is not here still. I ordered that like last weekend, and I know that was just like a week ago, but normally they ship really fast, and so I'm a little bummed. You get so many amazing patterns in this magazine. You gotta see. So this was the October 1996 Halloween magazine, and then this one's more autumn. This one might be a giveaway soon. I'm not sure. I need to check. And then another Halloween one, Best Witches. So cute. And there was an article, it might have been in the other one, about DMC and how it's 250 years old, like the company is. They survived the French Revolution. I mean, it was just amazing. Like, I had no idea DMC was such an old company, and I think it's really cool that they have been around for so long. Okay, so moving on to some sewing stuff. And another huge fail I had this week. Okay, so this is gonna be up in the Etsy shop this week sometime. I'm not exactly sure when, but it will be. Look at that, 64 pieces, 64, in case you were wondering. 8 by 8, 64. They are, I use a lot of scraps for this because what happens is I get to Joann's or Hobby Lobby or whatever, and I'm looking for backing. Like this, the teal is from my flamingo quilt. The yellow, the yellow I had to buy. The pink is from my flamingo quilt. And then there was another blue that was from like my son's. I made him like a Paw Patrol craft apron. And so the only fabric I had to buy was the yellow because I really wanted something to make it pop. Oh my God, I love it so much. And I think it would look so nice, like kind of along in here somewhere. Like this is all just super bright colors. But it did take me a while. I used the triangle on a roll paper to make, these squares are called half square triangles. And I made them pretty quickly. I still need to trim it up. I'm gonna add a 2-inch white border. And then when I quilt it, I think I'm gonna quilt it with using diamonds. But I posted this. I showed it to my mom, I showed it to my friend Christine, like they're all quilters. And then I posted it in Kimberly Stitch Squad and you know, like 120 likes. And then finally someone said, oh, you do know a block's upside down, right? I was like, no, I did not know that. So this thing right here was twisted, so it was the exact direction as this one. Hundreds of people saw it. Nobody noticed it. I didn't notice it. And so I rip it out, and last night, my goal was to have this fully finished by today. And of course, I put too many goals and stressors on myself, and I can't get it all done. But I ripped it out, and then I sewed it back on. But I forgot, I started it flush here, and I forgot to leave a 1/4 inch right here to sew to this one. So I had to rip it out again. Sewed it back on. Sewed it back on, wrong, again. I sewed it back on so it looked exactly like this one again. And I sent a picture to my friend Christine. I was like, oh my God, I just sewed it back on wrong again. And then she sends me a voice message back, and she's cracking up. And I think I even hear her husband laughing in the background. She's like, I can't help it, I'm laughing so hard. I can't believe you did it wrong again. I was like, yeah, I know, me too. I can get pretty frustrated when I make a lot of quilting fails, but at the same time I can laugh at myself and be like, I can't believe I did that. So then I sewed it on a 3rd time, and I sewed it on correctly. And then it's, yeah. Right now it's 24 by 24 inches, but with the border it's gonna end up being about 27 by 27. I love it. It's so bright and so cheery. If you like these colors, I think you'll love this pattern. If you hate bright colors, you'll probably hate this pattern. But anyways, I really like it. It's really bright and happy and cheerful. So my only other 2 sewing projects for the week are for the 2-color quilt sew along with Fat Quarter Shop from Lori Holt's Vintage Christmas book. This is the block number 5, the Christmas star. And this is the same block that I used to make my Americana table runners. You guys, those sold out the next day. I posted them, I shared a picture of them, or I shared them on my Flosstube last week on a Sunday. On Monday, they both sold. Could not believe it. I have enough to make 1 more, for sure, maybe 2, but for sure 1 more. So they're still listed on the Etsy shop if you were interested in them. And this is block 4 from the sew along. Look at them seams. They're not perfect, but they're pretty freaking close. And that's a lot of seams to match up. And when this is gonna be 9 in the whole quilt. So when you see 9 of these things, the little imperfections are not going to be nearly as noticeable. Oh gosh, so cute. So 4 more blocks to go and that'll be done. Okay, on to giveaways. And I have my little notes to make sure. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have so many ideas for Halloween cross stitch. If you like Halloween and you feel like there's patterns missing that you would like to stitch, tell me. What do you want to stitch? I want to stitch something that is not realistic, like not like a photograph realistic, but I like to stitch things that are places I would want to live at. So think like a Sleepy Hollow town, or an old house with a big weeping willow and an autumn sunset, like stuff like that. Like that's what I would like to stitch, but not full coverage because that's too much. Trick-or-treaters, like realistic. A lot of the primitive designs are motifs. You know, here's a witch, here's a cauldron, here's a broomstick, here's this, here's that, and kind of like a hodgepodge. And I like that too, because I think that those look a lot like the cross-stitch designs of 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and I like that. I like that antique look to them, the replica look to them. But I also like the more modern designs as well. So if you have any ideas or things that you have been looking for in terms of Halloween cross-stitch, please comment below and tell me, and I'll add it to my list of ongoing ideas. So the giveaway for last week was this kitchen sampler, super cute, and the winner is Deborah Clary. So, Deborah Clary, please email me your address. My email will be below in the description, and I will get this out this week. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something really important or show something important. I don't know. The video's gone by really fast. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Deborah Clary left one comment about the fact that I was doing 4 threads versus 2 for cross stitch for the last 10 years. And you know, most of you said finish up my current projects, continuing to do the 4 strands, but then try the 2. So in the pattern that I designed, that I fully stitched up already, I did use the two strands, and it looks so different. They're tiny X's, which cross stitch, X stitch, like there should be tiny X's, but it just looks so different from the really full squares that I'm used to seeing now. I like how they look both ways. So someone commented last week and said, you know, you could still do the 4 strands, but use it as the border, or just different, you know, specific parts of the pattern so that you get more of a dimensional effect to it. And I really like that. Like, I do like using the 4 strands for borders maybe, and the 2 strands for other things. I'm gonna save a fortune on floss. I did my pattern and it's only 5 colors, I think. And I didn't even use like 20 to 30% of each color. I mean, it's insane. I'm gonna save a fortune on floss now. The giveaway this week is this Through the Seasons pattern. It is so cute. So there is one for every season: spring, summer, fall, and winter. I like the little pumpkins and apples. So, so, so cute. So if you want to win this, please be sure to be a subscriber, like the video, and comment below and tell me, what do you do while you're watching Flosstubes? I was stitching while watching a Flosstube yesterday, or a couple days ago maybe, and I was thinking, like, I wonder what other people do when they're watching Flosstube, because it's, I mean, I look when people say, like, they're holding up a pattern, but for the most part, I'm not even really watching it, I'm just listening to it. So I kind of wonder, what do you do when you're watching Flosstubes? Are you stitching or sewing, or do you actually sit there and watch them like you're, you know, watching the screen the whole time? I really love this. I'm kind of sad to let this one go. It's so cute. Little kitty cat and the pumpkins. And there was one, I think it was a teddy bear. Yeah, a teddy bear holding a flag with watermelon and a little quilt. Oh, these are, and so you get all 4 of them. So it's pretty sweet. So yeah, comment below and tell me that. Let me know if there's any Halloween type patterns that you have been wanting to see that you have not been able to find. And hopefully next week I will have the fully finished cross stitch pattern to show you. It's gonna be weird. I'm not used to being in a house by myself. This is the first time I've ever been in this house by myself. And I was trying to tell myself to just like relax and take a day off, because I am very go, 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 go. Like, I have a lot of things I want to get done in the day. I try to be really present with my kids and engage with them and play with them and do homeschooling activities. I do this because there's only 3, homeschooling. But then I also try to craft, you know, 4 to 5 hours a day, and I clean the house every day, and I just have a lot of stuff on my plate. And like a day or 2 ago, I was like, I can't do this all anymore. Like, it's too much. And so I'm letting some things go, where if I don't, like, I wanted to have that wall quilt done by today, I'm not gonna stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning to finish it. It's absurd. It's a Flosstube. You guys aren't gonna care, I don't think, that it's not finished, that you didn't even know it existed last Flosstube. And so I just need to put less pressure on myself and remember that I do this stuff because I love it. It's fun. I enjoy it so much. Speaking of that, doing stuff that I love, I'm gonna try to make a project bag this week. I got vinyl and a zipper from Joann's the other day, and I already have some Halloween fabric here that I want to use for it, and I'm gonna try to make a project bag. I've never sewn a zipper. I have never worked with vinyl. Probably gonna make a lot of mistakes, hopefully not sewing things on backwards or upside down, but I really want to try one because I really want one, and I can't afford to spend $30 on a project bag. I mean, I could, but that would eat up a lot of my blow money, and I would rather use that towards fancy floss and more patterns and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to make my own. We'll see how that goes. So next week I should have a finished wall quilt, a finished cross stitch pattern that I designed, a finished project bag, and the Christmas, this one was for this week, coming up on Thursday, so I'm ahead of the game. I like to do 2 of those blocks at once. While I have the fabric out, I just like to cut for 2 and just get that done. So I have extra time this week because I don't have to do that thing. So finish Jack Frost Tree Farm. Start the next one. My 1, 2, 3 stitch order will be here tomorrow, so I'm gonna have a ton of haul next week. And I can start on my Halloween village, my Mill Hill Halloween village, my Christmas hometown holidays, this thing. Like, I'm gonna have tons to work on this week. I can't wait. So like I said, if you want to get a sneak peek of my Halloween pattern, follow me on Instagram, Erica D House. If you're interested in my gardening stuff, I posted a video like 2 days ago, I think, so you can see the update on that. Everything's sprouted. The only thing that still hasn't sprouted outside is parsnips, and just parsnips, I guess, because everything's sprouted now. I direct sowed some crops that you can do in cooler temperatures. So I have in the backyard sugar snap peas, pumpkins, strawberries, raspberries, carrots, radish, onions, cauliflower, spinach, tom thumb lettuce, and a lettuce mix called Rocky Top lettuce. And then out front, blueberries, lavender, and spearmint. Oh, and I also picked up another plant at Walmart yesterday, pineapple sage, which smells exactly like pineapple and apparently is really good in salsa. So everything outside looks great. Inside, I'm looking at all my little seedlings right now. I have about 75 plants inside, mostly tomatoes and peppers. I do have a couple flowers, ground cherries, melons, some basil, cinnamon basil, Job's tears. No one's ever heard of those. I've never heard of those before I saw the seed for them, and I really want to try them. So anyways, if you're interested in gardening, be sure to check that out. I will post another update this week because since my last update just 2 days ago, so much more has sprouted. They've been in the ground for 2.5 weeks. Like, I was giving up on a lot of these, and then they just finally came to life. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Flosstube is amazing. I've had a couple of you comment say that you have been thinking about starting one or doing one. Do it. It is so much fun. Even though I'm just talking to my phone in an empty room, and that's kind of weird when I start thinking about it, it feels like I get to talk to friends every week about cross stitch. And I don't have any friends in real life that cross stitch, or at least none that I live near. Like my friend Christine is in Oklahoma and she quilts. She's doing the 2-color quilts, same with me. And we're getting ready to work on this last month's box together from Sew Sampler. So we talk about sewing all day via Facebook Messenger, but she's not here. And so it stinks. Like, I want people to talk to in real life about cross stitch. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I am going to go relax outside and cross stitch outside in the sunshine in my garden by myself. No kids. I love my kids, but it's nice to have a break. So I will see you guys next week.